Hello everyone and welcome to my Week 13 Philadelphia Eagles prediction. Last week I was dead on. The Patriots won. But hey, 90% of America knew that too, so I'm no genius. But 4-7 versus 4-7, thank God it's Thursday, right? How is the NFL Network going to start this game? The battle for the 5th win of the season. I know this game looks like a whatever, and possibly could the Philadelphia Eagles season be up in smoke, we would say, but there's still a chance. I know you Eagles fans don't want to hear that, but there still is a chance. Michael Vick's out for the 3rd straight week. This kid used to play through harsher injuries, and I don't get these broken ribs. I understand they're trying to hold their investment and be careful with them, but come on, we still do have a chance. And putting Vince Young under center, I don't know. Vince Young played horrible last week. He couldn't even he had 400 yards, but come on, that was all garbage yards at the end of the game. And when he throws deep, it's not like it's crisp as Michael Vick. Michael Vick just snaps his wrist and it just goes 60 yards. It feels like Vince Young's put all his strength and he still can't make it to Deshaun Jackson. It's pitiful actually. But hey, things we need to watch is McCoy's role. LaShawn McCoy is the league's leading rusher, got just 10 carries against the Patriots, and only 6 in the first half. It's hard to tell how many he'll get this week. I think he'll just get 10 because this defense is 10th in run, 20th in pass, so it's like a bombs away kind of night for Vince Young anyway. Hopefully they throw in little screens and counter runs for him, because he will break it on Seattle's defense. I'm going to call him as my player to watch this week. LaShawn McCoy will break 100 yards, hopefully. But Vince Young and 10 more carries for McCoy looks like kind of dead. But if they do run the ball, LaShawn McCoy will be the player of the game. Seattle's linchpin. Unlike Andy Reid, Pete Carroll wants to run the ball as much as possible. Tavares Jackson, Marshawn Lynch has averaged 26.5 carries and 110 yards per game in the last 4 games. But the Eagles have held their last opponents to 3.7 and 2.7 yards per carry. So their defense has tightened up a little bit in the run, but last week, the Patriots. What do you expect? The dead zone. The Eagles have converted just 45% of their red zone opportunities into touchdowns. That's bad. They were 6-14 in the red zone in the last 4 games. Eagles quarterbacks have completed just 50% of their passes in the red zone. The Seahawks don't do a lot of things very well, but they are 9th in red zone scoring. And red zone defense. I mean, not red zone scoring, red zone defense. 3rd down defense. Come on. Tom Brady picked us apart. You saw that one play on 3rd and 13. He tells Deion Branch to go deep. It's like freaking schoolyard football to him. It's so easy. He picked apart our defense like it was nothing. On 3rd down, it was Aaron Hernandez. They scored 3rd down. Wes Welker, 45-yard catch, touchdown. Rob Gronkowski scored on 3rd down. 3rd down was horrible for us last week. Our 3rd down defense has to tighten up to beat these pitiful Seahawks. Return address. The Seattle Seahawks, Leon Washington is one of the league's better return men. He had a 51-yard return versus the Redskins last week, and he averaged 12.3 yards per punt return last 8 games. But the Eagles kickoff and punt coverage units both have been in top 5 in the league, with exception of Deshaun Jackson 51-yard punt return versus the Giants. The return game has been a non-factor. Big things to watch for is really get Brent Selleck into the game. Brent Selleck is huge asset for us. You break him down the middle for a post or just a tight end curl. He's always open in the middle. The Eagles are 3-point favorites and 43.5 over/under for all you gambling degenerates out there. Thing 2. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but the Eagles are alive and squirming. A lot of Eagles fans do not want to hear this, but the Eagles are far from being eliminated from the NFC East race. In fact, the toughest part of the journey would seem to be stringing together some wins. Otherwise, the Saints' win over the Giants Monday night becomes a key to the Birds getting back into the race. It allows New York a chance to defeat the Cowboys twice down the stretch, and this weekend, either the Redskins or the Jets, they would have result down the stretch, I'm sorry, there are 3 basic things that we would have to happen to land the Eagles an NFC East title. Win. Number 1, win out. Number 2, Dallas loses its 3 remaining division games. Us, Giants twice. That's 3. Giants lose to the undefeated Packers this weekend, either the Redskins or the Jets. So they have to lose to the Packers this weekend. That'll give them 6 losses. And they lose either to the Jets or the Redskins. I think the Jets they'll lose to, because the Jets are trying for their playoff hopes are riding on them wins too. So I'm hoping the Jets can pull off a victory there. If that happens, the result will be a 3-way 97 tie with the Cowboys and Giants, and the Eagles would have the tiebreaker by virtue of being 3-1 against the other 2 teams, and that's spelled out by what I'm going to tell you now. There are even scenarios for the Eagles could win a division with an 8-8 record, but we won't go that far yet until they lose tonight. But hopefully they won't. This is what will happen. The Cowboys are 7-4 right now. The Giants are 6-5. The Eagles are 4-7. The Redskins are 4-7. Our division records: Cowboys 2-1, Giants 1-2, Eagles 3-1. 3 of the 4 wins are division wins. That's huge. We would need the Cowboys to lose twice to the Giants and lose once to us. That's possible. That would leave them 9-7 because they would beat the Cardinals and the Bucks. Probably. The Giants are already on a downward slope. I can see them losing to the Packers. The Packers are unbelievable this year. The Cowboys, they would have to beat the Cowboys the week after. I mean, they could do that because, think about it. 4-game losing streak, they beat the Cowboys. The Redskins, they could possibly lose to the Redskins. We don't really need them to lose to the Redskins because after they lose to the Packers, they can beat the Cowboys, beat the Redskins, thinking they're back, and then lose to the Jets and beat the Cowboys late, and I'll still make them 9-7. We need to win out no matter what to have a chance. 8-8, a little bit weary, but 9-7 will give us a chance because we have a 5-1 division record and a 7-5 conference. I know this is just a pipe dream, but hey, we are still alive. So there's something to root for tonight, Another thing too is who's hot, who's not. Riley Cooper has 8 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown in the last 2 games after not catching any passes in the first 9 games. Marshawn Lynch in the last 4 games, Lynch is averaging 110 yards per carry per game and 4.2 yards per carry. Who's not hot? Deshaun Jackson, alligator arms. Come on, that's all I have to say. 4 catches, 23 yards against the Patriots, but was benched in the 4th quarter after dropping 2 touchdowns. Would have been touchdowns that would have kept us in the game. And Tavares Jackson has 3 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions, and a 5.50 completion percentage in the last 5 games. Key matchups: Jason Babin for Seahawks right tackle Bruno Giacchioma. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Babin is relentless with the pass rush. Giacchioma is a former practice squanderer who's making his 4th career start. You can take advantage of that. Todd Herman's versus Seahawks Chris Clemens. We all know Chris Clemens very well. We should be able to handle him. LaShawn McCoy, like I said, versus David Harthrone. All these key matchups, the advantage goes to the Eagles, I think, in all of them. On the short end of Seattle, the Eagles' 2 worst shutout losses since 1962 were in the hands of Seattle Seahawks. But surprisingly, neither of them came in the Pacific Northwest. Both came in Lincoln Financial. Joey Galloway, 6 catches for 142 yards, a touchdown, 25 and 35 yards. Opened the season with a 38-0 loss in Veterans Stadium in 1998. I remember that game. And Seattle gained 194 yards on their run to a 42-zip drumming of the Eagles when they hurt Donnie McNabb on that crazy interception. Sean Alexander ran for 2 scores too. That was one of the Eagles' most lopsided shutouts ever. Okay, so another thing too is we owe this team a nice ass whooping, right? So I think we should be able to give them a nice ass whooping. The Eagles defeated Seahawks on November 2nd, 2008, 26-7 in Seattle. The Eagles led the series 7-5 right now. The Eagles are averaging 420 yards per game. That's 3rd. The Seahawks are averaging 294 yards per game. That's 2nd to last. Advantages all go to the Eagles in offense. Quarterback, running back, receiving, offensive line. That's a backup quarterback. So that's not much to say about Tavares Jackson. Defensively, we're letting up 345 yards per game. That's 15th. They're letting up 340 yards per game. That's 14th. Defensive line and secondary goes to the Eagles. Linebacker and special teams goes to the Seahawks. I think we all can agree to that. Another thing is Vince Young is coming along. He's got 658 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So maybe he'll throw 2 touchdowns today. Maybe we'll see something better. LaShawn McCoy's got 1050 yards and 11 touchdowns on 198 carries. Michael Vick, we need you, but hey, it'd be good because after this game is 10-day rest. We have like a mini bye, and then we play the Miami Dolphins. So at Miami, so Miami's been kind of hot. So we need this rest. Hopefully hopefully Vic will be back in the Sunshine State. Another thing I want to talk about too. We picked up Brandon Graham last year in the draft. 3 picks before Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas would have been a huge pickup. I know you Eagles fans talk about this all the time. Our drafting is horrible. Earl Thomas could have been in our hands. Nate Allen would have been somewhere else. Nate Allen has digressed drastically. Earl Thomas is a beast. That's it. And really, the game will be on Channel 17 for people without cable or just regular cable, and NFL Network for all you crazy, crazy football fans like I am. I got like the sports package, so I love football. As you can see, I make videos every day. Every week. I love them. But we can still hope. The Eagles can possibly pull it out. We pull it out tonight. We can start from there. But if we don't win tonight, more likely we just give up. We have to win tonight. So it's a huge game. Come on, guys. You guys have to root. My prediction is 27-14 Eagles. 27-14 Eagles. I think they're going to win tonight. It's the first time I picked the Eagles in 2 weeks. 27-14 Eagles. Vince Young, Riley Cooper, Sean McCoy, Deshaun Jackson. Come on. It's Thursday Night Football. Thank God it's Thursday. 27-14 is my prediction. Let's go, Eagles. This is just one of them seasons, man. You get so fed up. You get so worn out. This is just like one of them like disappointing seasons, but we can turn it around. We still alive and squirming. But the thing is, this season's not up in smoke yet. So let's see how this goes. We'll win this game, have a 10-day rest, play Miami, and go from there. All right. Hopefully, Giants lose to the Packers like we want them to. We'll go from there. And hopefully the Cardinals can beat the Cowboys, but I doubt that. Let's go Eagles, 27-14. Let's go. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Woo!